Hi everybody, I'm Jennifer, Merle, Hampshire, and this episode is brought to you by whispersinink.net. I have a super fun card for us today, and we're going to use the 2 every season stamp set and 3 of the 4 coordinating punches, which you guys can see there we go. We're going to be using the heart, the leaf, and the snowflake, but there's also a little bat. We're not going to be using that one today. And here's our card. How about that? A shaker? Let's walk through what you're going to need. You're going to need sequins. I'm using these shapes punched out, and I'll put our card like up in the corner there. You're gonna need, the colors that I used are the Blueberry Bushel, Call Me Clover, and the Real Red. And I also will be using the soft suede. We will need glue dots, tear and tape, linen thread, window sheets, and we'll also need the rectangle stitched framelits. Now my card base for this card is very vanilla, but I'm going to show you really quick. Here is a piece of very vanilla cardstock that is cut at 4 inches by 5 1/4. And then I took the 3rd largest of the stitched rectangles to get the frame part of our shaker. And then this we'll save for another day. But what you're going to want to do is how I measured, because first I took this one, and that was too much of a frame, and then this one left too little. So our happy medium was in between those two. All right, so we cut that out already. I'm going to put that to the side. So here is our frame, our top piece. And the best way to do this is flip it over, and we're going to take our tear and tape, and we're going to put this on all 4 sides. And okay, I'm gonna now. All 4 sides. And then we're going to use our take your pick tool after we make sure that all those are down. Start at one end and then work your way around to the other. Oops. And all 4 sides are exposed now, and we're going to take our window sheet that we cut just 1/8 of an inch shorter on all the sides. It's just 1/8 of an inch shorter. The hard part was, because remember, the tear and tape is not forgiving. So there we go. Thank goodness. I got lucky on that one. Here is a fun little tip for you though. I found that on this one, the sequins kind of stick or get the static electricity on the top. We're going to try and use a fabric softener sheet around that to see if that helps. So I'm thinking that it probably will. One of the other things that you're gonna need are these foam adhesive strips. They come with a dual package, and I've had these for a while, you guys. Not that we make a ton of shaker cards, but this lasts a lot longer than you think, is my point. Because all you need for one shaker card is 2 strips, and then you get a piece of scrap on there. So I was just working my way around. Like, you know, and see, we're gonna have to see, this is why we need that little strip. Because you wanna make sure, and actually I'm gonna save that for another day. We wanna make sure, because it's not a big deal, we wanna make sure that our strips go over the open window part. And then it's really easy just to use your trimmer. But then when you go to the next one, you want to make sure to butt it up against really closely. And then trim. And you want to do that because you don't, depending on what you put in the shaker card, you don't want it to fall through the cracks, which is why you want to use these strips to begin with. And then we're going to take this one and we're going to work our way at the top. Just pull it off. Butting it up against the top. And I know you're thinking that this one's probably the difficult one to do, but it's not. Because what you're gonna do is you're gonna butt that up real tight and make a guess. Because then you're just gonna tuck it in. So here is the start of your shaker. And I think, just to get my fingerprints off, I think we're gonna go one time more in here. All right, there is the shaker portion. We're gonna do all the doodads in the inside. Yes, I did say doodads. We're gonna start with the hearts, and we're going to, we'll need our soft suede piece, or ink. And yes, you guys are hearing hammering in the background. Joe's home and he's working on construction in the bedroom. And we want 5 of these hearts. And if you can see that the ink gets in the middle there. So long as you're not pressing super, super hard, you don't have to worry about getting it, no schmeglies, in other words. So then we're gonna take out our real red ink and put our soft suede to the side so we don't mess that up. Pull out our real red, and we're gonna do the heart that's stamped on the card base, and I'm stamping off of that heart. And I only put 3 of each one as far as the stamping part. We're gonna close up that real red. We're gonna pull back in our soft suede, and we're going to go with the leaves next. The little stamps fit perfect, and I can't wait to show you how cute these, and I'm just gonna make it easy on myself. 4, 5, and then we're gonna use the big leaf, but with the Call Me Clover. Pull our card base back in, switch into the big leaf that comes in this set. Stamp it off. And I'm doing second and third generations for my stamps. And I'm kind of leaving this section blank because that's where our sentiment goes, so we're not going to see it anyways. Our Call Me Clover and our leaves are done, so we can close that up. Pull back in our soft suede one more time. And we're going to be doing snowflakes. Now, this is the only one that isn't totally apparent on how you want to stamp it. Basically, though, you want it going up and down with the two pieces on the side, and I'll show you what I'm talking about. So that it looks like that, so that you can line it up with your punch. And it's not something that you need to worry about marking your punch, but you need to remember when you're stamping it. There's 4 and 5. And then we're going to switch to the big one. Oh, we need that one more time. And we're going to pull out our blueberry bushel. Stamping off again, just like we did before. And I think we're going to put that there. And up there. And then there. So there's our cluster on the card base itself. Here's our card base. And yes, you could do a couple of stamps on the inside as well. But now let's punch out our shapes. We're going to start with the snowflakes, and we're going to line these up just like so. Five done. Now we're going to move on to our leaf. Same thing. Punch out all 5. Lining up like that. And then lastly is our hearts. Lining up. All right, all 5. Everything's all set with the exception of our sentiment. So let's, forgot to pull that out. And my thought process on this card was every season I'm thankful for you. And so that's what started the whole making of this card. And we're going to want that more towards the bottom. And then we're done with this soft suede now. I did sponge this earlier, or put ink on it earlier, so I use this quite frequently. So it's usually got some sort of something on it. And then we're taking our linen thread, and we're going to just wrap it twice. And you could do a knot. If you don't do bows, knots are fine. I did a little bow. I love bows. Love bows. And this one's probably gonna cooperate a little more than the other one did. Maybe not. Nope. Try again. There we go. All right, now let's work on the shaker portion. And this is the tough part. And keep your fingers crossed that everything cooperates. So we're going to put our shapes in here. And then we're going to take our iridescent sequins. And I was originally going to take just the blue and the green ones out of here, but I decided at the last minute that I didn't want to pick through all of that. And yeah, it would be great, but there's so many other pretty colors in here that I didn't want anybody feeling left out, I guess. All right, so there is, I think that should be enough. We'll put another pinch of sequins in here. There we go. And we'll get everybody inside. And now you would think, okay, Jennifer, why are you not putting it in here? That's because then you can't line up the outside of the card frame. Because, you know, we're all kind of anal about making sure that everything gets in the middle. So if you make yourself not too big of a pile here with all the goodies, you should be good in regards to putting the frame on, and the shaker should shake. And I was bad when I did the first one because I took it out because I didn't put enough sequins in it. And I'm really thinking I still didn't put enough sequins in it. All right. So we put another little pinch. Is there a formula? No. It's whatever looks good to you. And then, that way then, you can line up your edge. And there is, and that's glue. That's okay. Let me fix that. And there is the shaker. So, and it goes back and forth, and actually it looks pretty good. Woohoo! Then I took our sentiment that we already stamped. Oh, by the way, always make sure to put the lid on. Just like your embossing powder. Same thing. Make sure you put the lid on. And then I just use glue dots for our sentiment. And I only did 3 because I figured that would stabilize it enough. And then you want an even reveal. And there's your sentiment. Now here's the fun part. I'm going to take my liquid glue, and hopefully my head's not in the shot, and I'm putting a little dab of my liquid glue in 3 different spots. And then we're going to take your pick tool, and we're going to pick out 3 sequins out of the pile here. And this one, I did try to pick the blue, the green, and the closest that I could get to a red, which would be this. It's probably like a Poppy Parade color. But I figured it was close. And then if anything falls out, those little holes come in super handy because it fits right inside your pointer part. And then again, make sure to put the lid back on. Here is our Thankful Each Day for You shaker card. Oh, and look, see? I'm so glad we added all those extra sequins. because that one looks so much better with all the extra sequins. Thanks for joining me today. You guys have any questions, let me know. All of the information will be linked below to my blog post so that you can get all the measurements and all of that business. And then please don't forget to subscribe and ring the bell so that you get notified when I post new videos. Thanks so much for joining me. Thanks for watching my video and sharing it with others. Have a great day getting crafty. I'll see you next time. Bye.